Hey guys, Justin back here with some updates and thoughts about Earth 2 and what happens when all the tiles are completely sold out. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be happening anytime soon, but you know, it had a pretty rapid growth and with minimal advertising. You know, let's see what happens when they do an official launch and an official advertisement and really push this thing, you know. I think, honestly, it could go in a couple years, maybe much quicker, depending on, you know, if you get some celebrities on board who have some serious cash, or some investors, again, who have some very serious cash and can see some profit and hope in this for the long term. You know, they come in with, you know, 5, 10, 100 million. $1 million on its own would buy up a whole chunk of Earth 2 tiles. You imagine what someone who can just drop, you know, tens of millions would do, and you know, it would all be snapped up quickly, and it's like a domino effect. If somebody comes in with 10 million and it's a very well-known investor, someone who makes great decisions all the time on the market, into entrepreneurial startups, and then they drop 10, 20 million dollars, the other people that have money and think, I've always followed them, they've had great investment ideas, I'm going to follow them and drop all my money into that. That's why I think the 50 billion tiles, as big as a number as that is, I think it'll go quicker than people could think. Right now it doesn't seem that way, but I think it definitely will. And it's like, you know, people calling this the next Bitcoin, but the difference between Bitcoin and this is, you know, there's a limited amount, and I know there's a limited amount of Bitcoins, but it keeps being mined and keeps being reproduced, you know, into more and more. But with the tiles on E2, there's a finite amount, and even though there's 50 billion, that'll be quicker than you could imagine. And when all of them are sold up, you could imagine how much they're worth, because it would just be there's none left. You can't get any more. And then I thought, you know, what would the E2 founders do? Would they just be like, that's it, Earth is sold out again, Earth 3? No, that would be silly. Or would it? You know, E2, E3, that'd be quite funny. But imagine if, you know, maybe some people have mentioned, I've seen it in some discords and chats and whatnot, but I thought this as well, just on my own thought, is that, you know, Mars 2, why not? Has a cool ring to it. It fits the scheme of how E2 runs, and you have Mars 2, and yeah, you could open up a bunch more tiles on Mars and have another 50 billion free, or 40 on the size scale and whatnot. Maybe we'd have the moon as the next option, or who knows, maybe even space travel and space land. But I don't know how likely that would be, you know, just because, one, the servers struggled like mad to try and keep E2 going in the start, and I know they're going to grow. They're going to get, you know, bigger backends where they can make these servers so strong that they can just keep pushing, and, you know, having the amount of detail they're going to have after we saw the terrain video. I know they'll have a lot stronger servers as things progress, but opening up an entire new planet, like Mars 2 or Moon 2, or space travel, man, that would be on a major scale for servers again. And it would obviously double if you did another planet. You have space travel involved. Space is freaking huge. I doubt they'd do that on the same scale as it is. But yeah, I'm curious what other people's thoughts are, you know. Do you think it's going to, you know, get sold out really quickly? Are we gonna see it in the next year or 2 years? All tiles are gone. Do you think the developers would open up a Mars 2 or a Moon potential? You know, sky's the limit, I guess, and that's the idea of E2. But, you know, there is a limit. There is a limit. Ooh, that is my food. I'm gonna take a break right there. Nothing like a bit of fried chicken on a very cold and snowy day here in New York City. I'm gonna set that aside and try and finish this video off, but I tell you now, my mouth is watering. You know, when you've been waiting for it. But anyway, back to the video. Forget the fried chicken for a second. Anyway, you know, the other things I thought, what's going to be the deal with terraforming? You know, is it going to cost money to terraform? Quite like, you know, if you make something like a massive mountaintop or a plateau like Mount Roraima, if I said that correctly, the one in the Amazon plateaus, it's a huge, just goes right up like something like 300 feet. You know, is that going to cost us a lot of money? People have big dreams, big ideas about what they're going to build. You know, some people got a unicorn racetrack. I think that's the fellas in the Kraken. You've got people saying they're going to make a Pokemon stadium. How cool would that be? You know, how much these things are going to cost, and you know, we're spending so much money on tiles right now. I'm really curious how much it's going to cost to build these things. So hopefully it's affordable. I imagine, you know, I already said it in a previous video, there might be tiers to this thing where, you know, you got tier 1, it's going to cost $5 or $10 to build this type of building. Tier 2 and tier 3, tier 4, 5, as it goes up, you know, it's going to be more expensive. You have more features. You know, I have no idea, but these are just some of my thoughts right now, and I hope it's affordable because I have some big aspirations and, you know, ideas of what this could be. But yeah, I'd love to hear everybody's ideas of what they're thinking of building. You know, put your comments down below, tell me what everyone's building. I have quite a few plans that I'd love to share with you guys, and I'll be doing so in the future videos. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like on this channel. It helps me continue to create this content. Quite fresh, as you guys can probably see. There's only probably 5 or 6 videos in after this one, and I'm going to continue to do so, and do some more giveaways very shortly. I'm just trying to create this new mega city at the moment, and I'll be showing you guys that design. Really proud of what it's going to turn out. Got some great people on this team designing the actual look of it. You know, we've seen some great ones, like I think we've seen Black Panther. We've seen the I think it's the Gauntlet from Endgame. I've seen that recently. I've seen the Pokemon City. There's a ton of stuff. So yeah, keen to hear everyone's feedback on, you know, where they have bought up tiles, and send the links below, because I'm going to buy up as much as I can before it gets too expensive and completely sold out. Alright, anyway guys, have a good one. I'm going to eat this fried chicken because I'm starving.